You're right, Jumai, and these include education, medicine, engineering, journalism, law, politics, governance, and many more.
And over the years, the Old Students Association have been giving back to the school that nurtured them to prominence and has not held back in their support to the school.
So, as Fiditi Grammar School turns 70, the Old Students Association is rolling out drums to celebrate the alma mater beginning from February 16 to 18, 2024.
And the theme of the Platinum Anniversary is Sustainable Youth Development Roles for Old Students Associations.
And joining us to speak on the 70th anniversary of Fiditi Grammar School is Professor Adeshola Oguniyi, National President, Old Students Association Fiditi Grammar School. Professor Oguniyi is of the 1966 set. Welcome, who is joining us via Zoom from Ibadan. Oh, okay. It's like we're having a technical challenge right now.
You know, Demola, I've always said that, you know, giving back to your alma mater at times, it's your responsibility as somebody who has passed through a school that has nurtured you from, you know, people go to school from childhood. Some go to secondary school at the age of 9, 10, 11. For 6 years or 5 years, you're in that school. Your best friends are there. Your teachers are like your mentors, your family. It's like, I've told people that going to a boarding school is like learning how to be by yourself, be independent, and learn a lot of lives. Yes, yes. I went to a boarding school.
Okay.
I went to a boarding school, actually. Right. So our guest is back, and he's Professor Adeshola Oguniyi. He's the National President, Old Students Association, Fiditi Grammar School. We're just talking about how schools nurture you, and 70 years is no small feat, you know. And as an old student of Fiditi Grammar School, how does it make you feel when you go back to that school and see? Some people say the school has sort of shrunk, it's sort of small, and you find out that this is where you had your formative years that sort of shaped you into who you are today. Let's have your expression of how it feels.
That feeling of nostalgia anytime we visit Fiditi, and we remember those golden years when we were there. And as you had said, you mixed and mingled with others from other parts of the country, and we grew up together. And it's nice each time we went back to see how we've been able to change and contribute to national progress based on the foundation we acquired from attending Fiditi Grammar School. In terms of size, the schools have become larger than when we were there. I think the total number of students when we were there about 300 and something, but now it's about 500 students, and it's still growing because they now have more arms. The standard of education has also been maintained. Students from the school have been winning national prizes. There was one Alim who came second in mathematics, and only last week one of the boys came first in the national competition. So we are proud of what the school has done and what the school continues to do. Thank you.
Yeah, Professor Adeniyi, you have told us briefly, you know, what the difference that you have seen in the school since the time you left. What exactly are we expecting at this 70th anniversary?
We plan to showcase some of the good things that have come out of Fiditi Grammar School by compiling all this into a compendium, which will be produced and presented on that day. We plan to honor all our teachers and those who are there, the principals, the teachers, and those of our members who have made big waves in the country. Senator Bodiola Jumoke, who was the first national president of the association, Prince Lolo Mojulo, who retired from the Federal Civil Service Commission, Dr. Tunde Oloko, Major Ogunkoya, who was the DG of National Youth Service Corps, and we have others from all walks of life who've made great waves. Alhaji Latif Busari, who was the chairman of and CEO of BCOS when it started. So we can go on and on naming individuals who had contributed to national growth and development. And so we are proud of that. So when we go back, we're going to ensure that we honor these people. But the key event of the celebration is the launching of the Bode Olajumoke Youth Empowerment Foundation. As we said, the aim is to empower youth for national development. And we think that giving them entrepreneurial skills, vocational skills will enhance this, so that we keep students who cannot go to the tertiary institution some vocational training which they can use for their own survival. So we're going to launch that institution, and that is the major thrust of the 70th anniversary celebrations. Thank you.
Now they would say there is a new world after COVID-19. Skill is very important. It's commendable that you are looking at enhancing the skills of these youths in the school. Is it just students of the school, or are you going to bring in others from outside?
Thank you. It's going to extend beyond students from the school. Well, actually, the catchment will be all of the state, and we hope that people from even other neighboring states can participate and benefit from the facility. If I may add, the National Open University just created a study center in Fiditi and is also located within the school. So we're going to have 3 institutions there, and they're going to attract people from all over the country. So the BOYEF program is going to be national indeed by the time it fully takes off after the 70th anniversary celebrations.
Prof, thank you for that. They've always this saying that the federal government alone cannot actually fund education, and that most of both private, spirited individuals, especially the alma mater, also should come around to assist, in funding education. And do you actually subscribe to that? And is it one of the reasons why, your old association are coming out to do this now?
Very much. I subscribe to that, and that has been the kind of modus operandi of our association, that you must give back to your institution. And government alone cannot do it. And if you don't support what the government does, things will go down. Our association has supported the refurbishing of the laboratories. We've provided teaching materials. Some sets have contributed to employing staff for teaching and equipping home economics laboratory. We bought inverters and facilities to support IT in the school. We bought whiteboards for teaching and all that, and we continue to support in as many areas as possible, because we believe that those students should contribute and add to whatever government is doing. We've also provided furniture so that students can be comfortable when they do exams or when they listen to lectures. And I think this will continue because sets seem to now take it on as challenges that they must add something to the school so that there is something of value that will be attributed to their set. And we're very proud of these contributions by our members. Thank you.
You're doing a commendable job, and the issue now is how do you bring these youths on board, to focus on what you're trying to do, because most of them think having a white-collar job is much more than having skill.
Thank you very much. That's always a challenge, but we hope that we're going to increase publicity of what we are doing. We're going to spread this round. Already we've done a kind of walk around the town of Fiditi to let them know what we're planning to do, and we're going to continue to do this. We're going to use the religious institutions to advertise what we're doing, and we're going to also put this in the dailies. And the forum like this will also help spread information that this program is coming up and youth can benefit from it. And we're going to keep counseling them, especially those who do not do well in their exams, that while preparing again, they can take up some skills, and all these will add together to ensure that they take on this laudable thing that we are planning for them. Thank you.
Now let's look at the state of things generally in schools in Nigeria. I mean, generally. What's your perspective? What's your view, and how can we begin to upscale the facilities that we have in public schools, especially?
Thank you. I think this is always a challenge, but I think all students' associations can contribute in ensuring that this happens. We can also approach philanthropic bodies and well-to-do, influential Nigerians to donate. I was reading in the papers yesterday that Elisha Grammar School, they did their 90th anniversary and they raised 2 million naira, 200 million naira, which is a lot of money. And if you can get that kind of money, then you can improve infrastructure in the school, ensure that they have the right teachers and you have the right environment for education. So support by all students will be helpful, and then philanthropic Nigerians can also help. But above all, we must keep talking about this, using all facilities available, opportunities to talk about the need for improved funding for education. Thank you.
It's a 2-day event, and it's going to be over 2 days. And I want you to tell us, what are you going to do in these 2 days, and how part of your initiative to bring on the youth on board on skill acquisition, how are you going to key into President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's policy on food security? That's agriculture.
Yes, thank you very much. It's a 3-day program. The first day will start with schools debate, inter-schools debate. And we've already done the preliminary round, so the finals will come up Friday morning. And then Friday afternoon, we'll have Jumat service, because you can't start any of these things without religious prayers. And then the afternoon, we'll have sports. There'll be football competition between schools. They've done the preliminary stages as well. And that'll be the end of day 1. Day 2 will be the main activity day, when we have a lecture. And we're going to talk about the state of education in Nigeria. And we can talk about this food culture that we're talking about. The person who is giving the lecture is Professor Ala, one of our old students, former Dean of Education at IFE. And thereafter, we'll have these recognition awards. And then we'll have the launching of the Bodiola Jumoke Youth Empowerment Foundation, followed by the social celebration. And on Sunday, which is the climax, we'll then have interdenominational service, which will be held in the school hall. And the service will be led by Bishop Adigbite, one of the old students of the school as well. And thereafter, we can then say we've done a good 70th anniversary celebration. Now, we know that Fiditi is home of agriculture. Fiditi was well known for fruits and all that. But things have gone down a little bit in terms of people moving away in search of paid employment, as you said. But this will come up gradually, that there is need to focus on food security. And we can't do all this within this 3-day program. But it's something that will continue to feature in our activities as the year-long celebration proceeds. Thank you.
Okay, Prof, before we close shop on this conversation, can you tell us what exactly is your vision after this anniversary for Fiditi Grammar School?
My vision for Fiditi Grammar School is that the school will continue to go from in leaps and bounds. Students in the school will continue to excel. Teachers will be more motivated. Students will be inspired to do more. In fact, when they see the products of the school all appearing during the celebrations, they will be inspired, and hopefully they will be mentored by a few of them. The BOYF institution would become a thing that others will want to copy, and everybody will be proud of Fiditi Grammar School and what we've achieved and what we'll continue to achieve. That's my vision.
Yes, indeed, it's a vision that is quite commendable. And let's hear from you. You know, there are some alma maters that don't even bother to go check on the schools. They just pass through and all that. What advice do you have for this kind of people on how to take along the school that nurtured them, made them who they are, and how they can improve on the status of the school? What advice do you have for them?
We'll start with the Yoruba program that the river that forgets its origin will dry up. So people must remember their roots, that they made it to where they are based on the education and the foundation, good foundation that they have. So the advice is that never neglect your past and build on whatever you've acquired from that institution and project it further, and bring your colleagues on board. So so that it's not a few people doing it. Let it be collective. A group effort is usually very successful. And that's the kind of approach that I will advise. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Adeshola Oguni, National President, Old Students Association, Fiditi Grammar School. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for having me. And good morning, Nigeria.
Now it's time for us to take some foreign news.
Now, elsewhere, a devastating explosion marred Cameroon's National Youth Day commemoration as an improvised explosive device ripped through a food sales outlet in the town of Nkambe, leaving a trail of destruction and injuring numerous individuals, including children. The attack, believed to be orchestrated by separatist fighters, underscored the ongoing unrest in the country's Anglophone regions and cast a shadow over the annual celebration. According to reports from state radio and television station CRTV, the explosion occurred just 2 hours after a parade of school children marked the occasion of National Youth Day. Videos circulated on social networks depicted scenes of chaos, with children clad in blue school uniforms fleeing the scene alongside